On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, Dr. Stone, Season 2, Episode 3, Call from the Dead. Yo, I think I found my Stone Age honey. Nikki is looking all kinds of thick. We're talking about a badass blonde beefcake with a heart of gold. You see her break into tears when she heard Lillian for the first time in what, 3,700 years? But I gotta say, thank God we won her over. I mean, this is the first step. Taiju and Yuzuriha were on the outside looking in. They needed to infiltrate Tsukasa's army. You know, get a man or a woman on the inside. And it's pretty serendipitous that their bodyguard, the one that Tsukasa entrusted her to watch over these two, just happens to be a Lillian Weinberg super fan. One down, 3 stacks more. Cause I'm pretty sure we're not winning over Tsukasa or Hyuga. No. But I got my fingers crossed we can win over this silent assassin. The sniper with superhuman hearing, Yukio. I'm not 100% sure where his allegiance lie because he was literally just introduced, but I have to say, this dude's design is fucking badass. Hell, everyone's design so far looks fucking badass. Well, with the exception of those Neanderthal looking motherfuckers chomping down on meat around the fire, those motherfuckers look like they're pushing 40. Cave teens aside, today's invention came down to one of the most simplest things ever, a copper spring, a clock spring to be precise. As we learned early on, especially during our search for a power source as well as the cotton candy spinning / gold wire making experiment, human power is so inefficient. So if they were gonna utilize the record in an attempt to win over people, they have to make it more convincing, sound like it's an actual live performance. So automating the record player was a must. But for a man who created a sulfur-based antibiotic 3,700 years after the destruction of the modern world, this is quite literally a child's play. But like I said, it was so serendipitous that the one in charge of watching over Taiju and Yuzuriha just happened to be a major Lillian Weinberg fan. And it really came down to whether or not Gen could make it back. Remember, he's facing off against Yukio. Luckily, Chrome and Magma are there to man up. And I do want to forewarn everyone, this is an absolute true thing that will happen. If you connect the positive to the negative end of a battery, it will superheat and eventually catch fire. Trust me, don't do this. But using this Stone Age battery smokescreen fire as a decoy, luckily our master manipulator was able to make it back to the kingdom of science just in time. But of course, tricking a superfan is easier said than done. Nikki really puts them through their paces, asking only questions presumably the real Lillian would know. Starting out with a casual bit of trivia like her record sales, following up with a more personal question like her measurements. Even with what I assume is Senku's photographic memory, envisioning a text from Byakuya, his father, from the space station who just happens to have Lillian in it. His incorrect measurements are easily brushed off as a Photoshop trick. But of course, Nikki thinks this is sus and calls them out on their bullshit. Again, going through the litany of answers they can reply with, Senku only sees one course of action. Put the needle on the record and let shit lay out. And this gives us an emotional flashback into Nikki's past. Given her more muscular physique, Lillian was a source of joy and inspiration in those more darker times, showing us that this big softie actually attended one of Lillian's concerts. But Nikki goes to show that she's got brain and brawn, coming to the conclusion that this, in fact, is not the real Lillian. While there's no mistaking the music, the one portraying her voice is a fake. The earlier threats of death seemed washed away by her almost uncontrollable tears. The mere thought of Lillian's music making it to the Stone Age is enough to win this girl over. But of course, this is just the first step. Like I said, we have another character currently to worry about. The outcome between Yukio's conflict with Chrome and Magma is still undecided, as we end that scene with the two rushing the sniper and the sequence ending with the sound of an arrow. I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed today's episode. I love the no-nonsense games that Senku likes to play. He cuts straight to the point. When Nikki inquires about bringing back the other music from Lillian, he doesn't even try to lie, as Gen tells him to. Nope, that's an impossibility, but I will protect this one, her last recording, with my life and all the power of the Kingdom of Science. I'll just need your help to do so. Gotta say, we are off to one hell of a start on Operation No Bloodshed. Although, thanks to the little kerfuffle between Nikki and Taiju, we can't say it's completely bloodless. Anyways, with us 3 episodes into this arc and everything going so swimmingly, is anyone else looking forward to the inevitable hiccup that'll cause Senku to act almost irrationally quick on his feet, but in the end will somehow turn out perfectly fine? Like Gen says, he really does have shitty luck. Anyways, with all that being said and more Dr. Stone next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.